S to the H to the A to the B to the L to the A to the hold it. M. Shablam!
Shablam!
Hey!
Episode 3.
Ooh, this one's gonna be good. I have a good feeling about it. How you feeling today, Lorelei?
I'm feeling kind of gorgeous.
You're looking good.
Thank you. I
Love
like
the earrings.
Thanks. I have little storm clouds on my earrings. For those of you who can't see,
Ooh,
they have
dripping.
little. It's acrylic, I think, just like a little acrylic earring.
Oh hey,
But anyway.
I got acrylic on my nails. Look. We got Noodle in the house, our emotional support dog.
Yeah, you can't see it on the floor, but we
Laying
have
at our feet.
we have a dog here that's laying at our feet.
So cute.
Very, very adorable little Noodle. Noodle,
God.
apple
Again.
strudel.
Hasn't even been 2
Some
minutes.
people
We're singing.
don't and some people do.
Oh gosh. No more, you're gonna have to pay for that.
Oh, fuck.
Yo, Timothy Chalamet, some coin after that.
Wait. Alex, is that true? Do we have to pay if we
Our
sing song?
straight producer Alex.
Wait, fuck. So what the fuck are we gonna do? I just
Uh-oh.
fucking
It was so short. It didn't last that long.
shit, crap, crud, and fuck.
Hey, we need sponsors so we can. If you want to hear Lorelei sing more, then give us some money so we can afford to buy the songs. And if you don't want to hear her sing, then just give us money anyway, and she'll stop.
I'll never stop singing.
Oh, you got a song in your heart?
Ever since the day I was born. Literally.
Really?
Yeah.
If you could only listen to one song for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Well, lately I've been getting off to the new RuPaul remix of Queendom. Femini, femme to the femme. I don't give a fuck. I'ma do it again. It's, come on.
Hey, Rue.
I know, I love her.
Your Rue-verse.
This episode won't be coming out in real time. It'll be much later in the year
Yes.
when this episode comes out. But we just got off of watching the premiere episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17 this last Friday.
Hey, a new season in the house.
I love Drag Race Season.
I do too. Especially the OG, the flagship one.
The flagship American Drag Race franchise.
And we have 2 LA sisters in it this season, y'all. Oh, wow. That was a lot.
Put in like a, thank you. Put in a sound effect of an eagle cawing there. You know what I mean? The American.
Is that what that was?
Yes.
It sounded like a velociraptor to me.
A bald eagle. That's the one thing I'm proud of as an American is we are the flagship RuPaul's Drag Race. Everything else is a lot more questionable for me.
That's true. So who are your faves? We'll just do a quick little recap. This isn't becoming a Drag Race review podcast. Don't worry.
We won't be covering multiple episodes.
No. We just I wanted to give a shout out to Joella. Hey, love you, girl.
LA sister Joella and LA sister Acacia.
Acacia forgot.
Gonna ride that bull.
Ooh.
Gonna ride it full throttle. You gotta admit, it was a catchy song.
It was a fun song. Now, I've worked with Joella many, many times. We've known each other for years. Acacia, I just recently met a couple weeks ago. She seems lovely.
Well, don't forget the Ella. And that's on period.
Hey. You've worked with them both, right?
Love them both.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm really
Represent us well. Please don't go home. Well, I guess they didn't go home first. No one went home, right? Spoiler alert.
Well, we'll see. We will see. We'll see.
see.
I just realized that I forgot to put lip gloss on.
Oh my God. Do we need to stop? I think you're okay.
Should we have Alex get it for me?
No. I mean, he's busy.
No.
He's making us look beautiful.
Alex, just really quickly, it's in the room over here. And it's okay. You can come in front of the camera and stuff.
Ooh. Alex is going to make a cameo. We're here at the beautiful Petty Cash Studios.
The beautiful Petty Cash Studios.
Los Angeles.
We're literally recording this like on Sunset Boulevard.
Right in the heart of Hollywood.
Seriously. And for those of you who don't know us, I'm Lorelei.
And I'm Annie Biotixx.
And we are the drag philosophers of Los Angeles. We come here weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And
oh, no, that's mine. Oh, is
Alex.
that your lip gloss?
That's my lip gloss in your hand, Alex, right there.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, hi, Alex. Look
Hi,
at Alex's hand right there.
Ooh.
Ding! Can we put in a little ding sound effect there?
Now we have to pay him.
And we can put in a little ASMR here, right here.
Get close, yeah.
Ready?
That lip gloss.
Hello, Shablammers. I hope you're enjoying our podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm now going to be putting on a Trixie Cosmetics lip gloss.
Please come and sponsor us, Trixie. Oh. Shiny. And these are my nails. Is that ASMR? Are you an ASMR lover?
Everybody say, thank you, Alex, for being my ASMR lover.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you, Noodle. Can we talk normal now?
Yeah, we can talk
Okay,
about now.
good.
We're all done.
I don't like to whisper.
So let's get into maybe our homework assignments, shall we?
Ooh, yes, I think we shall. So each week we task one another with a homework assignment, something we think the other could do or enjoy or learn about more. Should I go first this week? You
Yeah,
went
sure.
first last week. Okay. So I was tasked with the homework assignment of writing a report about homosexuality in nature. Do you remember that?
Yes.
This is what you made me do.
No, do I remember it?
Was there any specific reason you gave me this as my homework assignment? I know other than last week, our theme. We got my classes. Okay.
Period. No, well, this podcast is a culture podcast. It's it's an education podcast as well, since we're philosophers
Yes.
and also journalists in queer media.
Oh, we are in queer media, and we like to learn, and we want you all to learn with us.
We want an educated audience.
Hello. All right. So here is my report. Alex, can I have some book report underscoring music, please? Great, thank you. Homosexuality in Nature by Annie Biotixx. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines homosexuality as a sexual or romantic attraction to people of the same sex.
Oh, yes.
The quality or state of being gay.
Okay.
Although this definition only mentions people of the same sex, today I will be answering the question if homosexuality also exists in nature.
Okay, thesis.
The short answer is yes. End of report. JK. That's not it. There's more. Okay, here we go. It's short, so bear with me. Here we go. Homosexuality is indeed common in the animal kingdom.
Okay.
With over 1,500 species exhibiting same-sex behaviors.
All right.
Did you know that? That's a lot.
How many?
Over 1,500
Over 1,500.
different species. Yes.
1500.
This includes invertebrates such as insects and spiders, vertebrates like fish, amphibians, reptiles, birds, and mammals. It has been seen in over 51 species of primates, including lemurs and apes, as well as other animals.
I'm holding space for gay spiders.
Ooh, wouldn't they be so cute? They look
They're a lot more
fabulous.
likely than you think. I have a couple of spiders in my apartment, and I like to think that maybe they're gay. So they're like, hey.
Is that what a gay spider would say?
Keep reading your
Okay,
report.
here we go. Some examples of the homosexual relationships seen in the animal kingdom include female bonobos rubbing genitals together before splitting a honeycomb.
Oh!
Bonin flying foxes, a type of bat, which curl up in same-sex clusters to keep warm during the mating season, and oral genital stimulation is common in the male clusters.
I'm getting a little excited.
Uh-oh. Pop in your tuck.
Yeah.
Male zebra finches form lifelong socially monogamous relationships that include courtship dances and sex, and that don't break up when females become available.
Okay.
Female Lazen albatrosses in Hawaii share nests, mount each other sexually, and raise their young together.
Very romantic.
We got some lesbian albatrosses in Hawaii. I love to see it. Write in the comments if you're a lesbian. All right. Dolphins seem to be having some of the most gay sex, however. Behavioral ecologist Janet Mann observed two young males she called Cookie and Smokey. So these are dolphins, Cookie and Smokey, whose mothers had died months apart. They would hold pectoral fins like they were holding hands and swim together. When they did travel away, their reunions were filled with petting and rubbing. They also engaged in sexual mounting behavior. She first observed Cookie and Smokey in the 1980s, and they are still together today. Longer than
I'm
any
like
of our
actually
relationships.
getting emotional.
I know.
I'm like actually getting emotional. Cookie and Smokey. Cookie and Smokey, if you're watching this, please drop a comment below.
Hey, Cookie and Smokey. We need to get merged. Cookie and Smokey. Would you be Cookie or Smokey?
Wait, we have to do an episode where we come dressed as dolphins.
Ooh,
we should
Cookie and Smokey.
cosplay as Cookie and Smokey.
All right, stay tuned for that. All right, where was I? In Australia's westernmost tip, where we will soon be, the dolphins have a lot of sex, but little of it results in pregnancies. The amount of homosexual behavior is so high, Mann says. In fact, we see very few heterosexual matings altogether. We know they happen, though, because there are offspring. But we see very few.
I'm like, gagged.
Right?
Thank you for like really getting into this.
Well, of course. All right, final paragraph. In conclusion, homosexuality does not only exist in nature, it thrives there. So the next time you see a fabulous finch or a boa constrictor wearing a boa, remember that you may be seeing homosexuality in nature happening right before your very eyes. Love is love, something that animals have always known, but some humans sadly still refuse to acknowledge. End of report. Can I get a round of applause? Something?
I'm
Let's hear it
literally
for the report.
speechless. I mean, your Your narrative voice really came in there at
Thank
the
you.
end. I really think that you have something in terms of like your syntax and your diction.
Oh.
You're definitely clear with what you want the audience to take away. You know, it's not just an informative essay, it's also something for the culture.
Right. So what grade would you give me?
Girl, I would give you an A.
Hey, I'll take it. A for A plus.
A for A plus.
And Annie. Well,
room for improvement,
okay,
of
great.
course.
Always, always, always. All right, you're up. Did you do your homework assignment?
I sure did. I'm back on the market.
Hey.
We talked about sex and dating last episode.
Yes, we did.
Annie gave me the homework assignment of getting myself back out there after taking a break, just enjoying being single, which I still really enjoy.
Yeah.
So I have a few news, actually. I have a Grindr profile. Womp womp. I have a Hinge profile.
Hey.
Womp womp. By the way, the only reason why I am divulging all this information about my personal life, I'm usually so private about my
really
dating.
is.
Like, I don't talk about that kind of stuff. And not because I'm like averse to it. It's just something I have a fine line between like my public and private life. And I feel like my dating falls into my private life. But this podcast, 2025, it's all about adventure. It's all about putting ourselves out there.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this also as like an affirmation for anyone who's listening who might be on the dating scene that like you are not alone. And we're going to walk through this like experience together.
I'm so excited. Yes, we're letting all of our secrets out with this podcast.
Yeah, we're letting all our secrets out on this podcast because that's what SHABLAM is all about.
Yeah.
Cat kitty cat kitty cat.
SHABLAM.
So yeah, I got a Hinge, a Grindr, and I signed up for a speed dating event in Los Angeles.
Wow. That is like the trifecta. Yeah. So I made her at least start a profile or go on a date.
I found this like ad on Instagram. It was just for like an Instagram account that has like fun things to do in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And they posted about doing these like speed dating events, and they had one date on there that was for men seeking men.
Ooh, when?
And even though I look like a glamorous, gorgeous, feminine entity in front of you, I do identify as a man. Okay. So man seeking man.
Hello.
And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like 2025 is the year of like more adventure. Like it's spontaneous. Like I've never gone to a speed dating event. Why not try it?
I have not either. I cannot wait to hear about this.
It's going to be within this first season of episodes. So I'll be able to divulge everyone by the end of the season.
Where is it?
I don't want to give all the information.
But they're going to see this after it's over. So what does it matter?
No, I know. But I want to be like, because I anticipate talking about it a lot and like talking about the people that I meet and stuff. So I want to make sure that I want to like not divulge it for privacy.
Did they give you anything to like prepare? What'd they say?
I had to like prepare a profile.
Okay.
So we'll see. It seems like they produce a lot of events. So if it's really cringy and annoying, then great. It'll be a great story. And then, or maybe I'll find the one, Annie. Maybe I'll find the one.
Fingers crossed. Would you ever use a matchmaker?
Well, that's what kind of this service, like, it's set up by like matchmakers. Like they run like this speed dating event kind of, you know what I mean?
But are they setting you up based on your profile with other people they think you would match with?
I think so.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to update you on all of this. Yeah. I got kind of like just the tip of the iceberg on the details. And my expectation is that I'm going to get a lot more clarity once I'm actually in it and doing it.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, I'll just have like, hopefully just a great story. I'm excited. I'm just trying new things this year. So if you're listening and you're going to try something new this year, comment it down below. Also, if you have any like funny date stories or you have your like worst date stories, definitely drop it below.
I would love to hear those. Yes, I'm excited about that. Okay. And then you signed up for Grindr, obviously. It's like your first stop. And then Hinge, which if you missed last week, I'm in a committed relationship for almost 6 years with my partner, Brandon. Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
And we met on Hinge. So it works.
We'll see. It is designed to be deleted, allegedly. I'm
Hinge.
putting that in air quotes right there.
Well, it worked for me.
Because it's still a corporation.
Give us money, Hinge. Okay.
Maybe that CEO is next.
Oh.
Anyway.
Oh, my God. All right. So, Hinge, have you had any hits on either? Your phone was blowing up with the Grindr earlier.
I was going to say, like, I've had a lot more success on Grindr for sure than Hinge. Hinge is tough. It's kind of... I also don't feel like I have my profiles are... It's a very, like, bare bones version of my profiles. I feel like once I get into, like, the spring, the summer, I'll be able to take more pictures outside and, like, get more cute.
I think it makes sense, though, that Hinge is a little more, like, not as poppin' because people are taking more time. That's, like, more of a serious, like, relationship one.
I'm also being really picky.
Yeah.
So, what?
Did we can bleep out the name if we need to, but Amir write you back?
Amir.
Remember, so Lorelei came over the other day and I was looking at her Hinge profile and we found someone with a piano.
Oh,
And you
no. No.
Amir, you let me down.
I've actually not had a single match on Hinge yet.
Really?
But it's super new. I got it a week ago.
Yeah,
so it's like,
that's fine.
It's fine.
Have you written to anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm putting myself out there.
Good for you. Good for you. All right. Well, I give you an A as well.
For the speed dating thing,
yes,
right? That's going to be so
that's like extra
fun.
credit.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun. I'm really excited to share with all of you. Thanks for listening, by the way.
Yes.
Drop a comment down below if you're listening.
Thank you. Episode 3. So we did our homework assignments. I actually haven't seen you in one day at least. That's a lot for us.
I know. So we see each other probably at least twice a week now with the podcast.
Should we get into our gig on Thursday? Or should we get right into our topic?
Yeah.
It was a fun one.
Here's a shout out. Violet Chachki got Mick. It was good to see you at Revolver in West Hollywood on Thursday for Brat, where we performed our Substance number. We have a number based off of the movie The Substance, which, by the way, if we have any people listening who are connected at all to the Academy, to
The Substance,
the Golden Globes,
Demi Moore,
they
if
want
you're
some
watching, hi.
Free promotion from 2 drag queens, we're available.
Yeah, we've done this number. This was our 3rd time doing it, but it's been different every time.
We're actually wearing the colors right now. I'm wearing the Elizabeth colors and you're wearing the Sue colors.
Hey, I'm Sue. Except I play Elizabeth, of course, in the number.
Control yourself!
Thank you.
Anyway, that was
but yeah, so we did it. So the Thursday night show was Charlie XCX themed. So we did The Substance with all Charlie songs, which was fun.
We do Sue and Elizabeth doing Girl So Confusing.
Yeah.
Is basically the gag.
Yeah, but it was good. And Violet and Gottmik were there. Of course. The one time I don't wear a corset, they're both there.
It was fun seeing them.
It was fun.
Yeah, and we had a good time.
Yeah.
I was having tucking problems.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about this because I was thinking about it afterward and I'm like, that was such a wild night. Like doing drag is so wild, that especially that we get paid for it. It's like an hour. We get there an hour before the show, an hour and a half.
Longer. It was a midnight show.
Yeah.
And we got there at like 10.
About 10.
10:15.
Yeah.
10:15.
Yeah. If you're in WeHo, by the way, Thursday nights at midnight, Brat. It's so fun.
Yes. Hosted by Nick.
Yeah, and Violetta.
And Violetta Boulevard.
Bibble. That whole group.
Bibble.
Hey, gang.
Hi, guys.
So you're basically spending that whole time getting ready. Like you were tucking.
I was literally spending why did I spend like an additional 2 hours just getting in drag? That look is complicated. I do Sue, and this goes back actually to something I talked about in the first episode, which was like how to wear like bathing suits and stuff.
Oh, right.
And by the way, like sorry about that, you guys. Like I can't help but get a little bit embarrassed every single time I think about those comments. So if you've gone this far in the podcast, that means you've probably at least decided to tolerate me and forgive me. So at this point, I just want to officially apologize for those comments.
She has very strong opinions about everything.
And we will be sharing more of them.
Yes, stay tuned.
But for that look, I do Sue, and I do like the pink leotard. And so it's that huge cutout with her abs showing. And I have this huge ponytail, and it's a lot of skin. And, it's like you can just go out there just wearing the bathing suit and it would be fine. But, I've been doing this for a little while. I've been doing drag for 8 years now. And I just want to make sure that the Lorelei experience is one that they will not forget.
Yes.
So I give them a little, Little
of that.
Leg foundation.
Ooh, a little T, a little A, a little L, a little A. You shave your entire body.
I shave my entire body. I rub it down with coconut oil. I literally put like makeup like all over my body.
You tuck, which you normally do not do.
I normally do not do.
And which you were doing at the gig, which would stress me the fuck out. Doing that,
I just
with the show is like counting down.
I know I could have done it at home, but my goal with tucking, I think, is to be in the tuck in with as little
Yeah.
time as possible.
I get it.
So I was like, let me get to the gig, tuck there,
Uh-huh.
and it'll be fine. Little did I know that the bathrooms were in a complete different
Downstairs,
direction.
yeah.
And I was going to get absolutely zero privacy in this dressing room. I mean, everyone was welcome back there. We had the
Literally.
cast, we had their friends, we had people coming in from the sidewalk. It was really something. And I just, at one point, went to Annie and I was like, here are my sweatpants. Can you just like hold these in front of me, like while I tuck in a corner? And I had actually already tried to tuck once and
Yeah.
it was falling apart. And I was like, I got to do this again. Let's just say this. The meat isn't the problem, it's the potato.
Oh my God. Just the one potato.
Well, you know what? I actually do know someone who only has one potato.
I mean, John Mayer, allegedly.
Really?
Yes.
I have like an acquaintance.
It's all right. Leave a comment if you only have one ball.
If you only have one testicle, leave a comment down below or any other abnormal genitalia.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Brat. Imagine, so Lorelei is tucking and doing all of that. Imagine me outside listening to my lyrics near a dumpster, half in, half out of drag. People are like coming in. I was just like, I wanted to make sure I knew the words.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's a wild thing. And then we're performing it. Violet Chachki's there randomly. It's just wild, fun night.
By the time the night was over, it was so late. We got back to the car and we were like, you know what? As long as people liked it.
Yeah. We closed the show. It was fun.
That's how you
It was
should
a good
approach
crowd.
any piece of art, by the way. If you're listening to this and you're an artist, as long as you feel like you did your job, you showed up, they were happy with what you delivered, you cannot criticize it any more than that. Because as artists, we will pick the whole situation apart and we will like be so hypercritical. But at the end of the day, especially for drag where we get booked for it so many times and you're like bound to have like good days and bad days. And
totally.
sometimes it feels like you're only as good as your last performance. As long as you're coming to the job and you feel like the audience is happy, the audience and the promoters are happy with what you delivered, leave it at that.
Yeah, because also it's hard to really see what it's like from the outside. You know what I mean? We're in our own heads, or at least I am. So yeah, give yourself some grace, people. If the promoters are happy and the audience is happy, like you said, that's a win.
Right. It's a win. So
No
we had a
question.
win on
Yeah,
Thursday.
it's super fun. Anyway, okay, so we caught up. Should we get into this week's topic?
So basically, this week's topic is a little bit scary. It's a little bit haunted.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about
Death
and the afterlife. Sound effect of thunder. Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, honestly, I am a little scared. I don't like talking about death.
Yeah,
know what
I've
I
noticed
mean?
that about you. Annie has like a whole thing with like juju where like she doesn't want to like mention something. She feel like she's manifesting.
Yeah, a little bit.
You're not that powerful, bitch.
Oh, I am. You don't even know.
Well, speaking of the afterlife,
Yes,
you know, a witch might be able to manifest something like that.
I bet. Do you know any witches? I feel like there are a lot of witches these days. Like everyone's a witch. Jinx Monsoon is a witch.
Might we start a coven?
The two of us?
Mm-hmm. We would need 3 other people to make 5 for like a pentagram.
Oh, is that what it consists of a coven?
Well, that's what my coven would be, honey.
5. It's been a while since I've seen that American Horror
It's the
Story.
SHABLAM coven. Who else would you put in it? Anyone in the world?
Anyone in the world?
Yeah.
To be in our SHABLAM coven. Ooh, anyone in the world. Do you have any off the top of your head?
Camila Cabello.
I was going to say Pam Anderson.
Camila Cabello, Pam Anderson.
Pamela Anderson. And the Barefoot Contessa?
Right.
She can beat us. We can go to the Hamptons.
Can't you picture the 5 of us like in the woods?
So random. Wait, it's me, you, Camila Cabello, Pamela Anderson, and the Barefoot Contessa.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you would like to join our coven, write in the comments.
Wait, Camila might have a problem though because she used to be part of a girl group and she didn't really want. She has a solo career now.
Oh.
She might have a problem being part of a group.
Okay, well, we can get some backups.
We can contact her team though because I did her music video.
Oh
once.
yeah, you were in it.
So I'm sure they're super easy to contact.
Lil Nas X.
Yes, it was a music video with her and Lil Nas
Oh
X.
my god, maybe we'll put a link.
That's like the fun of doing drag in Los Angeles is like you will sometimes get called into the most random production sets, and over the past like 8 years of me doing drag, I've gone to so many different gigs not knowing what I was getting into. I literally didn't know what I was getting into. I I knew I was going to a music video shoot. I didn't know the artist. I got asked individually to come and do this. So I was just kind of like, yeah, sure thing.
Were you in drag for that one? I thought you weren't.
Well, that was the whole gag. We can divulge about this another episode.
Getting off topic, but I was like, what's your strangest gig? I want to hear.
Definitely
Should
the
we save it?
Camila Cabello
Really?
music video, which
Okay.
is like a whole story, and that's why I want to save it for another
We need like a
episode.
weird gigs because I have
weird gigs. Can we write that down as
yes.
a theme?
I have one where I hosted a gay baby shower with a male stripper there. The baby wasn't there, but yeah,
The baby was coming.
Lance Bass was there. That's a whole story.
Okay,
that was
so-
wild.
Yes, but this is what I'm saying. It's like only drag queens in Los
Yes.
Angeles would get those like kind of random bookings because that's where all like these people live, and you know what I mean?
Yeah. Would you ever perform at, like, speaking of weird bookings, and to tie it back to our topic, like at a funeral? Like if someone was like, oh my God, Lorelei, my grandma, you were her favorite drag performer. Will you come fly to Des Moines and
Well,
do a number?
people who are deep in the Lorelei lore, who are deep in the Lorelei herstory, know
Uh-huh.
that in 2021, and this is a deep cut,
Okay.
I went viral for a TikTok.
Oh, right.
Where I proclaimed to the world that I was a drag funeral home owner,
Mortician.
a drag
I forgot
mortician,
about
and it went mad viral.
that. Mm.
People thought I was serious. I was totally joking. Unfortunately, I'm sorry if you're watching this now and you were one of those people. I have no experience in the mortician industry, although
Another-
it seems very interesting.
Yeah. That's another lie right on the board. Lorelei.
Right. Every episode, you have been able to pull a lie out of me.
Well, you lie a lot.
Oh,
Gotta keep you on your P's and Q's.
the truth.
We'll
We need a
set you
truth
free.
serum. You know, we should get a jar here that's like the Lorelei, and every time you catch me in a
Oh,
lie, I should
gotta-
put in like,
$1.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we can. That's a good way to raise money for our Australia trip this year.
Ooh, what would I have to put in money for? Anything? I mean, I'm perfect, so I don't do anything in the ring.
Girl, you should put $1 in there every single time your eyebrows don't match.
Oh
the
my
color
God.
of
I would never be able to eat.
your wig.
Anyway, okay, so let's get back on topic. Afterlife. What do you think happens when we die, bitch?
What do you want to happen to you when you die? Do you think it's different from what you actually think happens?
Ooh.
What I would
I don't
want
know. What do you
is
want?
like,
Okay, yeah, tell me.
I've always been enchanted with the idea of reincarnation.
Lorelei, what would you want to be reincarnated as?
Not the dead silence. Oh my God. Well, let me think.
A gay dolphin? Cookie or
Probably
Smokey?
Cookie or Smokey. A gay dolphin would actually be bliss. I feel like, it would be really dope to be like a cat because I heard they have 9 of those guys.
Oh, 9 lives.
Yeah.
You seem like a cat in human form. You know what I mean? I could see you as a cat.
No.
You wouldn't want to come. Well, do you think reincarnation exists as a thing?
I don't know. Well, there is like, they say in physics, like energy cannot be created or destroyed.
Right. We're all energy.
Ultimately, my biggest understanding of life, like my spiritual understanding of life,
Yeah.
is that we are all brains, and the brain is an organ that developed eyes and a mouth and ears and fingers and legs to take in more information about the world around it. It's like a processing information machine. How it is that way, I don't understand, but it's also the same way that like bacteria is done. So obviously there's like this intrinsic like energy that is like being sourced through all forms of life. But like when we think about like what people think about heaven or hell or like what happens to them when they die, ultimately it's like they're making an assessment of what they understand about the world around them from the information that they've been provided. So it's different for everybody, but ultimately it's like we're all brains. Does that make sense?
Oh my gosh, this is getting so deep.
Well, we are talking about death and the
I know.
afterlife.
It's like, is the brain thing like evolution? Because y'all, if you missed the first episode, I went to a Christian schools and we didn't learn about evolution. It was a sin.
Well, so,
So
what
the
did you
only
learn?
science I learned was creation.
Well, so do you believe like in heaven or hell?
No, not anymore. I did when I was a kid. Like I was terrified of going to hell.
That's so sad.
We're gonna let the secrets out. I didn't even masturbate because I was scared of going to hell. My mom told me it was
Oh
a
my
sin.
God.
Literally.
I don't even.
We can cut that out if we
No,
want.
no,
but
that's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
it was that's how like terrified I was. We
No.
watched movies of like the rapture. Do you know what the rapture is?
Yeah.
When Jesus comes back and like takes all the Christians to heaven.
That's
and then
crazy.
the people who aren't Christians are on earth and like basically tortured. Like we watched movies in Sunday school about like what happened if we were left behind. The whole Left Behind books.
No.
Yes. So I was in it, everyone. Friends of the pod.
Annie, if the rapture happened, I would make sure that I came and found you.
Oh my God. Well, that's the thing.
I
If it
wouldn't leave you
happens now,
behind.
I'm
I wouldn't
screwed.
leave you behind, girl. I wouldn't leave you behind.
But they're like,
I would find a way to convince God. I would get up there and be like, no, yeah, we're Christian.
Bitch,
Hell
you think
Hell
you would get
yeah.
raptured before me? Yeah, right. You're a sinner.
I've been a sinner like my whole life.
Yeah. Did you grow up with any religion?
I've actually, you know what?
Or-
Hey, hello. I was baptized, so I'm getting into those pearly gates.
Oh, into what?
Clock that.
Into what religion?
Receive that, Jesus Christ. I will see you at those pearly gates in trust. You will be dealt with for giving me the cards that you have given me.
Oh.
Look at this fucking podcast.
Oh my God.
You think I deserve this shit?
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding.
Ay. Wait, so what were you baptized into? Like Catholicism?
Christianity.
Okay. Did you go to church
You know, my parents took me to church when I was younger.
every week?
Really, really young. No, I don't care. I don't remember. I was when I was so young, but they
Okay.
left our church because they weren't interested in the congregation anymore. I think they just kind of like they weren't really vibing with it. Like I said, I mentioned this in one of our earlier episodes, but I'm from Orange County.
Yeah.
It can be a very conservative area,
Yes.
and it is a very conservative area even now, especially 2025. Ugh. But my parents are really dope, and they've always leaned more liberal.
Yeah.
And my dad is from Michigan, actually, just
Oh.
like you.
I don't think I knew that. Did I?
So he has that kind of like Christian upbringing too.
Uh-huh.
And my mom, her dad, my grandpa,
Uh-huh.
was on the California Supreme Court.
Oh, I did know that. Yeah.
So I'm like the Nepo baby of like the law industry. Hello. No, I'm just
Basically.
kidding.
Was your grandpa more of a conservative judge or a
Yeah,
liberal?
he leaned conservative, and so like when my mom was growing up, he was like, this was my grandpa, right? So he's like early like 1900s, like conservative, and then my mom was like growing up in like the 60s and 70s
Right.
and 80s, and like wanted more life and stuff like that. So she leaned more liberal for sure.
Okay.
So now my mom and my dad together live in Orange County. They're a beautiful little couple that have a homestead there.
Hey.
I visit them regularly.
They're
You should
very
all
nice.
come. Leave a comment down below if you're from Orange County.
Hey.
Holla. But yeah. So
how old were you when you were baptized? Like a teenager?
baby.
Oh, okay.
Baby,
That doesn't
baby.
count. You didn't have any free will over that.
Exactly.
I was baptized as a baby into the Catholic Church. And then later I got baptized as a teenager when I could make my own decisions.
Wow, they
I'm
like
doing
dunked you
air
in the
quotes.
water again.
Yeah, in like a lake.
Talk me through that experience.
I actually got baptized multiple times because, oh my God, this is a whole thing.
Please tell.
But like the pastor sometimes would make you feel bad if you didn't come up. You know what I mean? They would like guilt you or be like, you're going to hell. So I'd be like, wait, I was baptized already, but maybe it didn't take. I got to go again.
Oh my God.
So I got baptized in a fucking lake in Michigan.
Wait, not taking.
And then got baptized in like an actual.
There was a processing error the first time
Oh my
around.
God. I got baptized in an actual like church like thing too.
Wow.
Maybe even multiple times. Y'all, I've probably been baptized more than anyone else.
You know what? We should have an episode where we baptize you again
Oh
for
my
the podcast in
God.
drag. We should baptize you in drag.
Maybe for our live show.
Dr. Reverend Antibiotics.
Hello. Come on, Silky Nutmeg Ganache, Reverend Doctor. So I don't think I believe in heaven or hell anymore.
Yeah.
That was your question, right?
Yeah. What would ideal heaven look like for you?
Ooh, heaven for me. It's harder for me to answer that. It's easier for me to think what my personal hell would be.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to hear that? Can I do that first?
Jesus Christ.
Come on.
Well, why don't you do hell and I'll do heaven?
Okay,
How's
sounds
that?
good. Well, I want to know what your personal hell would be.
We can
though,
switch.
too.
We can switch.
All
You
right.
first.
So my personal hell, leave a comment if you've ever waited tables, but I waited tables for a very long time. And my personal hell would be constantly in the weeds. Have you ever waited tables? No. Your grandpa was a Supreme Court justice. You
No,
didn't have to do
stop. I worked at a smoothie shop. So I was behind a counter. It was
Not
a
the
counter
same.
service.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar, but not the same. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
So my version of hell would be constantly being in the weeds, but never getting tipped. Everyone's tipping me, like never having a second. It's like, that's my hell.
Uh-huh. My heaven would be, I have these dreams, these recurring dreams of like these really big cityscapes
Okay.
where I can like fly through like buildings and like all this stuff. And there are these, it's a mix of like modern architecture, but like really old architecture too, like large columns and stuff like that. It's kind of this like weird, like concrete, like ruins,
Okay.
urban. I don't know. It's this recurring dream I have, and I always have so much fun like flying through that. And I kind of imagine that's what heaven is for me, just like this sprawling land of architecture, because I think architecture is just so beautiful, and like just people walking around enjoying themselves, being blissful. I definitely think like everyone we've ever loved is definitely in heaven.
Yeah.
I think like anyone that you want to manifest is in heaven, because I think people will be like, well, does Hitler deserve to go to heaven?
Right,
And it's
it's
like,
always the
no
question.
shit, bro. Like, no, but you manifest who you want to be there.
So do you believe in heaven and hell?
I think heaven and hell are on earth.
Oh, so poetic.
Again, like man-made concepts from like our very limited understanding
Yeah.
of like the cosmos and like what is suffering and what is also bliss for like our human experience. Again, based off of like the information that our brain has processed from like feeling the cool wind in our hair or feeling like a nail through like our foot. You know what I mean? Like we know what pain feels like and we know what bliss feels like. And I feel like we developed heaven and hell around those feelings. And there are lots of religions that have similar imagery and similar etymology. And I think that just comes from the shared experience of all of us being human.
Yeah, I would agree to that. But I feel like with religion, a lot of the heaven and hell, at least in my experience, seems to be created to keep people in line.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
It's a morality thing, which I don't like. I don't like the idea. I mean, obviously there are people who are like evil.
Yeah.
I think the idea of hell also like vindicates those who feel like wronged by these like evil people. Do you know what I mean? That they will get their comeuppance.
Right. But then who's to judge like where that line is of like how bad is bad to get you into hell and all that?
Well, it's like who benefits from the concept of believing in a heaven or hell? It's like not the people. It's like these people at the top or something like that who want the power and want to like have like moral control over people. And they're saying you can't live the life that you want to live now, because if you live the life according to how I tell you, there is an eternal life that exists in the sky.
Right.
They're telling you that your life exists in the sky, and they're like taking the one that is here on the ground away from you. Not that all religion is like that.
No, this is like extremism, and like from my personal experience too.
And also like, yeah, I was just gonna say like we're queer, we're drag queens, and like this is like our personal experience, is a shared experience, and I think a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
So like the concept of like reincarnation as an afterlife is really beautiful to me, because I think it's pretty net neutral. You know what I mean? Like the same thing happens to everybody. And there is some there are some beliefs out there about like how you behave in this life affects like what you get reincarnated into in the next life. But I feel like my personal opinion in general is that it's like there's a random generator button out there in the universe that just like hits and refreshes every single time. And that like it's all an ever-flowing movement. And I also think like that's a good way to approach life, is to like let things kind of like roll off your back. As Jinx Monsoon says, water off a duck's back.
Hey, gay duck.
But suffering stops when you realize that you're in control over your happiness and you are in control over your circumstances. And, you know, you can take the action that you want.
I love that. What do you want? Like, do you want to be buried? Do you want to be cremated? Have you thought about that?
No, should we write our wills on an episode?
Well, you're not happy with the ones your parents wrote for you.
Well, legally, I don't know if this is like a legal record, but I will look straight into the camera and say this with as much legal jargon as I can to make it official. In the event that Lorelei the drag queen from Los Angeles, California passes away, exterminated, the rights, whether upon to for the podcast SHABLAM will be handed down to the sole proprietor of Antibiotics.
Hey, thank you. I don't know what to say.
If Antibiotics
there's more.
has also been exterminated, you may hand it down to Camila Cabello.
Oh, I was going to give it to Noodle.
Girl, fuck Noodle.
Don't listen, Noodle.
You're like a huge pet person, but
I
I'm
love
not.
pets.
So I'm kind of like, girl, fuck Noodle.
So you don't want any animals in heaven? Is that what you're saying with you?
I don't have any animals currently. You know, I
Well-
have my family dogs and stuff, but like in my current apartment, and I live alone, like I have the room for an animal. I don't really want the responsibility of
That's
an animal,
fair.
though.
A lot of people say, like, you know, those people who have like died for 7 minutes and they saw what
Mm-hmm.
the afterlife is with. A lot of people say that they see images of their pets or family members or close relations like coming to kind of like guide them.
That's so scary.
I
mean,
love
it's so
that,
No,
though.
it's
That's what
beautiful.
I would
It's
want to
beautiful. It's
happen.
beautiful, but it's like so like it's crazy that like people have had the experience of being like, yeah, I died and then I saw this.
That's wild.
What do you think like drag queen heaven would look like?
Drag queen heaven. Well, there would be
There'd be a wig stylist on demand.
exactly never-ending supply of like makeup and nails. We never run out.
There'd be like a huge long strip that runs through all of heaven of like bobby pins, so you never run out of bobby pins.
The streets are paved with got to be.
Oh my god!
There's-
All the buildings are like, instead of cement, like they're all bricked together with got to be.
Yeah. There's no like never a tear in a fishnet has been seen in drag queen heaven.
Yes.
It just doesn't happen.
Yes.
I love it.
Sculptured wigs and kitty wigs exist in harmony.
The streets are rhinestoned. That's what it should be.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everyone has nails.
Of course, at all times.
Everyone has nails. Everyone has body. Everyone is corseted.
Always, but they're never in pain.
But they're never in
No,
pain.
you never have to pee. You can drink as much as you want.
And it's the bliss of being in drag without any of the physical discomfort of being in drag.
Un-
Oh,
Unlimited drink tickets.
God. Unlimited drink tickets. That's true.
Big tips. Everyone's giving you 20s at least.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Wonderful place. But you didn't answer my question.
What was your question?
Do you want to be buried, cremated, thrown out back behind Mickey's?
I'm like, bury me at the Abbey. No, just kidding. Girl, they're buried in enough. If you know what I mean. And I'm looking at you,
Ooh.
the Abbey. Anyway.
Come to see me host a brunch there.
if you don't know the lore, maybe that'd be a good episode.
We'll see. Oh, yeah.
Because we are journalists after all.
It's true. Queer media. Hello.
But just Google it. I would say probably cremated. It makes the most sense. It probably kept in like an urn.
Oh. Would you give like your ashes to your friends to wear like around their neck?
Yeah, I think so. Well, I worry about being buried and then for whatever reason, my remains being
Not dead. Like you're trapped, buried alive.
No, but that's another fear of mine. That's so scary. That's very Dragula core, being buried alive in drag.
No.
No, but I was going to say it would be like if my body was like unearthed for whatever reason, like if there was a natural disaster that like brought up, obviously like the grave would have to be pretty deep.
But that concerns you. Why? You're dead.
Well, what would you have?
I kind of want one of those like natural like burials where they kind of like don't fill you with shit. They just like wrap you in a shroud and like bury you under a tree or plant a tree on top of you. So people can like come visit the tree. I don't know. I like that.
I want to be sent out to sea.
No. The ocean is so scary. You're going to be
from the shore. I want them to like push out my body and like sing like
Well, that's what some
beautiful like sea hymn.
Some communities
There
do
once
that.
was a man who went to sea, and the man was a bill of loyalty. And they're like, yo ho, the weatherman comes, the minty and rum. And they're like pushing my body out like on like a floaty out into the ocean.
You don't even want to do that. You just wanted an excuse to sing. Be honest.
No, bitch.
No, but some communities do that before people die. Like when they're old, like older, or they're no longer useful to the community, they get sent out in like a canoe, just like into the ocean.
I think that's beautiful.
With like, but that's what my grandpa always said. He's no longer with us, R.I.P. But he was like, when I get old, just send me out in a boat with like a 12-pack of beer. I'm like, okay.
What are you gonna do with
We
that
did.
beer,
I don't
honey?
know where he is now, but
Oh man,
he's still drinking.
Stop.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've had relatives that have been cremated.
Mhm.
That's like pretty standard.
How many funerals have you been to?
Many.
Really?
Many. Yeah.
More than 10?
I've been to one wedding and I've been to more funerals than I can count.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Death is like a big theme in my life. Not to be like dramatic like that, but
It's okay. We can get a little dramatic on the pod.
death is like the theme of death is very like reoccurring in my life.
Mm.
Whether like literal death of people happening around me or like death of like different versions of myself, moving to
Yeah.
different eras and stuff. So it's like, and also like, I don't know. I think it's like a beautiful cycle, like the seasons. You know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
have to have death to have life. So
Exactly.
death gives us also the opportunity to like reflect on our own lives and think
Mhm.
about the legacies that we want to leave and what kind of lives we want to leave behind, because it's all about memory. You know what I mean?
And it's coming for us all.
It's coming for us all, unfortunately. Well, have you seen those guys who are trying to like age backwards?
Like
And they're
Benjamin
trying-
Button.
Well, they're trying to like live as long as possible, and they're like
With like what? Plastic surgery?
no, like with all these like crazy like procedures and stuff like that. I have to show you this because there's this guy that's out there. Alex, you know what I'm talking about? There's like this like guy who's like 45, but he's like aging in reverse. And there's all these articles that are written about him, and he's like biohacking himself. And he's like this weird, like, he's basically like, he seems so evil. He seems like a Dr. Frankenstein, like biohacking himself. And he looks insane. He looks not in a good way. Like,
yeah.
he looks insane. Like,
If they invented a way to like freeze your body and like rethaw you out in 1,000 years, would you do it?
Brian Johnson, $2 million a year.
Brian Johnson, $2 million a year.
That's how much he gets or spends?
He spends $2 million a year on like scientific like procedures to like de-age himself,
Wow.
and he's trying to live as like long as possible. And he's
Uh,
like,
But he could get hit by a bus like walking down the street. Like, come on.
well, we'll see.
Yikes. That seems.
Is that a prop? Is that a threat? Antibiotics,
Let me get my bus driver wig.
girl. Annie driving the bus. It's a lot more likely than you think.
Hey, I did grind. I drove the grinder bus. Speaking of grinder.
Oh yeah,
Last
shout
Pride.
out to Grinder. We mentioned you
Hey.
earlier in the episode.
We
My
did.
phone is blowing up with your notifications right now.
Oh. Do
And-
you want to read one? Should we read one live on the
No,
pod?
no,
Come on.
no. Annie's like all up in my sex life. Back off,
Yeah,
freaky.
right.
Back up, freaky. Back up.
You wish.
But you worked the Grinder bus.
I did. I worked the grinder bus for last Pride season. It was fun.
Pride season's gonna be so fun this year, y'all.
Mm.
Is there any other thing? Is there any last topics that we want to touch upon death and the
Definitely
afterlife?
Afterlife. I would like. Do you believe in guardian angels?
I think they come in the blessing form of friends.
Oh, that's sweet. I feel like there's this book called Signs. I forgot who wrote it, but she says that you have teams of light,
Hmm.
and it's people who have passed on before whose like energy is kind of around you and surrounding you, and they kind of like guide you and watch over you.
Uh-huh.
And they come in like signals. Like if you see a hummingbird, that could be someone. And you
Wow.
like name what you want that signal to be.
Wow.
So like my mom has one about a deer for my grandpa.
Uh-huh.
So every time she sees a deer, it's like him coming to say hi.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Anyway, I like that idea.
Yeah, that's something to like take home and try at home for all of you viewers and listeners.
Yeah, read the book Signs.
If you
We'll put
have
a link.
if you have any interesting facts about death and the afterlife, or you have any interesting thoughts about it, leave a comment below.
Any morticians watching or listening?
Any morticians, like we would love to have you on the podcast to talk about death and the afterlife. So please hit us
Ooh.
up. That'd be really fun.
Have you seen 6 Feet Under? That was one of my top 5 favorite shows.
No.
Oh, it's a good one. Okay. Oh, we got to do homework. Speaking of
Should I watch
assignments.
6 Feet Under?
Maybe.
Why don't I do that as my homework assignment?
Okay, you can watch 6 Feet Under. Yeah,
6 Feet Under.
it's a good one.
Just 'cause
Do you know
mentioned
anything
it.
about it?
No.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you anything about it, or
Yeah,
do you
do
want
you
to be
want to
surprised?
detail to the audience?
Yeah, so
of it?
6 Feet Under, I think it was in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's this family in California. So it's set in California, a lot of
Mhm.
local landmarks in the show. And their job, the family's job is a mortuary. They have like a funeral home.
Oh.
And each episode, someone dies in the beginning, and that person is like in their funeral home. So each episode is kind of surrounded by them, but it's the family. It's really good. One of my
Wow.
all-time favorite shows.
We'll have to check it out.
Lauren Ambrose, isn't it?
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
Ooh. Oh, I've been keeping up, by the way, on Salt Lake City. I know we're wrapping up.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I just watched the episode where they went to the drag show.
Oh, what'd you think?
I like it. I really like Whitney. I know she's controversial. I like her much more with the short hair than the extensions. Sorry, Whit. But I love that her love of drag. She said she saw a drag queen at 8 years old in Palm Springs. And you want to hear a fun fact? Breaking news. That drag queen was me.
No.
Yes.
You're fucking lying. You're so psycho. Wait, tell Whitney.
Whitney, I was the drag queen you met in Palm Springs when you were 8.
She's right here.
Come back and say hi. I miss you, girl. Hope you're doing well.
Gag it.
Hey. Okay, so that's your homework assignment. Watch at least one episode of 6 Feet Under.
Yes.
What's mine?
Oh, I really got to think more about these before I get into the episode.
Oh my God.
I a lot of this we try to like base off of improv, but it's a little bit more difficult when you have to come up with these homework assignments.
Is there something death or the afterlife related you would like me to do or read or think?
Have you ever watched Midnight Gospel?
Midnight Gospel, what is that?
It's on Netflix. It's an adult animation show, but it's a very like beautiful. It's pieces of interviews. Each episode is like an interview with someone, and it's about life and death, and it's animated. The interview is set to these animations
Okay.
of like character stuff. It's really beautiful, but you should maybe check it out.
Midnight Gospel. All right.
Get a little weed,
Oh.
and smoke it.
I'll do that.
Which, by the way, we can do here at the beautiful Pettycast Studios.
Hey.
Thank you for hosting our podcast.
Yes. All right. So if you want to do the homework along with us, watch 6 Feet Under and watch Midnight Gospel.
Yes, God. Thank you so much for coming to SHABLAM. We're really, really honored. This podcast is a celebration of life, friendship, art, and we hope that you see a little bit of yourself in both of us.
Yes. We'd love for you to come back next week. Stay tuned. There's going to be more fun, more fabulous, and more homework.
But remember, girls, do not forget the Ella.
Oh, Joella, we're rooting for you, girl. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Insert theme song
Here.
here.